Hello, everybody.
You
Welcome to
fucking
this week's
idiot.
episode of the podcast. Thank you for being patient with us, and we're going to have some awesome topics today.
Well, when did Justin Roiland join the show?
No,
I just realised we haven't actually used our cameras in a while, so we're now back to being disembodied voices. That's crazy.
yeah, my camera fucking sucks, and that's why. So this just works.
Yeah, no,
you
my
don't
room
have a
is
camera.
a complete mess. I've not yet fixed my bed up just yet, so I'll do it later. It's still the sheets are still in the washing, that I should say.
And I'll always be just a voice.
You an AI.
I want to talk about recently
Shut up!
my current gaming endeavors. I beat Subnautica for the first time, and it was bliss. It was so nice. I felt so achieved, so accomplished. I finally set out to beat it, and I did. Which, a month prior, I had beaten Soma. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
I had beaten Soma, which something about thank you, Max. I had fuck, I'm off the rails now. 2 claps and I'm done. But I wanted to beat these games because they're games that I had set to beat a long time ago, and I don't beat games that often. So I buckled down, beat Soma, and then I buckled down and beat Subnautica, and it's shut the fuck up. We also have a special guest, Max, also known as Tau_Empire. When is your new cheese video coming out, by the way?
Whenever I feel like fucking making it.
Um,
Dude, I haven't touched it in so long. I might continue doing it, but I need to do better on the content. I need to make it seem like it's not just some random weirdo on the internet making videos. I want to make them like more professional.
But
thought about getting into
you
like-
are some random weirdo on the internet making cheese videos.
We all are.
Yeah,
Minus the
but
cheese videos.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna be a weird dude on the internet making cheese videos, I'd at least I want to make it to where like something I would watch. Not that I wouldn't watch my own videos, but I want it to be like if it were to show up in someone's recommended, would they actually take the time to sit and watch the whole thing like they do with other channels,
some
as
of your
opposed to just
videos
seeing
get
mine as a novelty?
some of your videos get decent views.
Yeah, but
You just got to keep going. You'll improve as time goes on.
oh, we'll see.
Anyway, Subnautica was fantastic. And then I picked up the Subnautica Below Zero. Funny enough, that game, to my concern, does not get below zero. Most of the time it's 27 degrees Celsius. But it's not great. It's the only time I've ever put in a negative review on Steam. And I have a whole rant about it. It
Here we
feels cramped. I'm not a big fan of the architects being in your head, or the Alan being in your head. I feel like it's so dumb because he just tells you everything. He talks to you about how weird your species is, which, all right, cool. It's kind of quirky. Humans are different, but it's just so. It's so weird. Because I want to guess what the alien artifacts do. I don't want it told to me what they do. I want to be able to sit there and think to myself, wow, this stuff is so old and ancient and we just don't know what it is. No, I have Alan in my head telling me exactly what it is. No guessing, no mystery. It's just that. There are so many more enemies in the game. So many more like Leviathans and so many more just things that can attack your ship. And
That's what I liked about the that's why I didn't like about the first game actually. Instead, I didn't have enough ops.
well, I think that the first game was perfect for its amount of enemies because they were scarier when they were very far, when there were not a lot of them. You heard it and it scared you, and you saw it and it panicked. But in this game, you're so used to hearing the screams and hearing the things, you just gotta you just sort of zone it out. And then when you get attacked, it's like, alright, whatever. fuck off, you know? I'm like, ah. And then
I
on
don't
top
know, man.
of that,
I'm always freaking out when I see, a big thing of teeth come my way.
Wow.
Especially those, the crypto suckers. Those dudes are goofy, but they are fucking not goofy at the same time.
only after being attacked for the 100th
pain.
time. No, but that's one of my complaints. The only other real complaint I have is it feels so cramped. Like, instead of being a
I agree
vast
there.
open ocean like Subnautica was, Below Zero is just a lot tighter. A lot more caves and a lot more, like, inaccessible areas with your sea truck. Whereas in the first game, you could pretty much access anywhere with anything. And one of the dangers of taking your stuff everywhere was that you might get stranded. Like, if a monster came and attacked your sea moth, you're at a very big risk of just losing your sea moth. Or if you run out of power, run out of food, anything like that, you're just stranded. Because whenever you die, you go back to your base. You don't spawn back in your sea moth, so you got to go all the way out and grab it. Whereas in this
You
game,
mean sea truck?
well, I mean, in the first game, your sea moth.
Yeah.
In the second game with the sea truck, you sort of just spawn in the sea truck, which is fine, whatever. But it's just you can't take your sea truck anywhere. Everything's so cramped, and they want you to
You
use.
can if you detach it. If you detach it, you can move freely. It's that simple.
Even with just the base sea
Or-
truck with no attachments, it's still cramped.
Oh, you must be very bad at driving then, because I was able to get even to the deepest of caves.
The crystal caves.
No, I used the exosuit for that. That was too deep. But you get my point.
Well, it's cramped, and I just got sick of it.
I will agree that it seemed a lot more. The area itself seemed a lot more.
The map
a lot
is
smaller
physically
than the
smaller.
first game. Yeah, but I think they're definitely going for a more narrative idea with Below Zero.
I hope they stop doing that. I like feeling isolated. I like feeling alone against the wilderness.
Joe. Well, I mean, that was the point of the first game. The second game is about, you're going back. Well, a new character's coming to see what's going on here, and solving a mystery. So it's a different narrative, calls for a different playstyle, I suppose.
The whole story is what happened to my sister,
Yep.
and you realize that Altera was right. She really did die for her own recklessness.
Yeah.
That's it. Altera wasn't even doing anything. She just thought they were.
Yeah, but they're capitalist corporations, so they suck. That's the end of it.
But if my
Not to
brother
derail
here,
the conversation. Not to
Death
derail
to
the
capitalism.
if my brother
Not to
died
derail-
blowing up like a Microsoft store, I'd be hella upset, especially if that Microsoft store was only labeled as bad for being the Microsoft store.
Does Microsoft even have stores, like physical stores? I've never actually seen one.
I
sure
haven't
they
either,
do.
but I'm sure they do.
Let's look that up. Microsoft.
I guess we can say Apple stores too. I know they have physical.
Physical.
Yeah, I don't think
store.
that-
Yeah, they
I don't
definitely have
think-
physical.
I don't think the type
find
of
a-
store that we're bombing matters.
Oh, yep, they do have physical locations. Several in the US, 7 in Canada. Oh, there's none in New Zealand, I suppose.
I was gonna say, not to derail the topic too far, but you said that was the first ever negative review you made. I remember my first negative review very funnily, comedically, because it was actually Dawn of War 2, Chaos Rising. I remember because whenever we were 14, I remember we played Dawn of War 1 a ton, and I played Dawn of War 2, and it was so different. My brain just couldn't process why it was so different. I got so mad that I tried refunding it, but I didn't give a good enough reason, and so I put a negative review saying they were spitting in the face of Dawn of War 1 fans and all that stuff. And mind you, this was almost 10 years after the game has already been out and established a fan base and everything. I was just salty, and then I ended up liking the game, and then I got excited for Dawn of War 3.
I only have one negative review out of 19, and that is for Hunt Down the Freeman. And all I wrote was, did not find the Freeman.
Real.
Yeah, I didn't find him.
Real. I was gonna say,
Apparently, 272 people found this review helpful, and 130 found it funny, and I got a few awards for it. So, I'm pretty pleased about that.
I have 5 reviews. Let me look at them.
I have 19.
There are
This
some
game.
people who spend endless hours writing reviews for games.
Isn't that their job?
No, because like no one gets paid to make Steam reviews.
No, isn't there like a whole bunch of like, on the store page there's like, well, I can't fucking find it now, but I remember seeing a bunch of, Yogscast, for example, with a game review.
That's Yogscast.
Yeah, but that's like their job, games and stuff.
Their job isn't like reviewing. Like they're not like game journalists.
Their job is to make videos. As to the
Yeah.
content
That's kinda
of
like-
those
that's-
videos is up to them.
So
It can be
like
content
if you're gonna be a game reviewer, like you're not gonna get paid just to post on Steam. If at Steam at all, you're probably going to be posting to like your journal's website, like Otaku or IGN, which everyone knows how great IGN is for rating games.
Funny enough.
I
enough
have
what?
7 reviews.
And
I've never bothered.
Believe it or not,
I've
Baldur's
never.
Gate.
No, I've never bothered to leave a negative review on something because it feels like a waste of my time. And let's see, 1, 2, 3 of them for Elden Ring. I think this is Dark Souls 3 oh no, it's for Cyberpunk. For some reason they're like blurred out when I'm looking at it. I think it's because of the age restriction of the game. I don't know. But Elden Ring is just it's alright. 837.9 hours at review time.
That's a splendid review.
for
I feel like
Cyberpunk,
I should now play Elden Ring.
for Cyberpunk is good. 578.8 hours at review time, 805.8 hours on record. Elder Scrolls Online, it is definitely an MMO of all time. 1,078.3 hours at review time.
Oh my god!
I feel like you should get a job as a video game reviewer because now I'm enticed.
Morrowind, I mean, yeah, it's good. 122.6 hours at review time. Baldur's Gate 3. I just typed the thing, like the video of the Japanese guy running down the street just yelling, "Sex! Oh no, sex!" At 258.8 hours at review time, 1,120.6 hours on record. And then the last two, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I left a review after I finished the game, like 100%. All achievements, all in-game challenges, all that. The best and only way to enjoy the sequel trilogy. And then Helldivers, I put a little bit of effort into it. By liberty, this is a testament to the incredible unified power of humanity when our great managed democracy is threatened. We shall stand fast against the non-democratic enemies, the contemptible communist automatons, and the fetid hive of Terminids.
You lost me.
Yeah, of course it would lose you.
Could you repeat all of it again?
No.
I just think your other reviews are a bit more detailed, if you ask me.
I do recommend. I did write a review for this game. Tavern Master by Untitled Studio. They're making it's just a really fun, silly game because you build a tavern, and that's it. It's all you do is it's a tycoon game. You build a tavern, meet people's needs, decorate it. It's really fun. They're making a blacksmithing simulator at some point, and I am hyped to 100% that game as well. It's not very often I want to 100% the game, but Tavern Master, all of the room games. There's 4 of them. I want to 100% all of them, but I haven't 100%ed 3 yet. And I also need to 100% Subnautica. The only thing I have to do is find the cuttlefish egg. That's all I gotta do. What about you guys? What have you gone out of your way to 100%?
Definitely Skyrim, from the top of my head. I'm actually just in the same boat as you, Logan, when it comes to 100% games. I'm very fucking awful at it. But if I can just consult my games. On Xbox, I 100%ed Fallout 3. That is one I have done. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I suppose that counts. The Forest. Speaking of, I would like to get back to playing The Forest at some point. Or Sons of the Forest. I'm sure that's fixed up enough now.
I haven't played Sons of the Forest. I have it, but
yeah, no, we tried to play it. We tried to play it. I remember, but we just couldn't get it to work. But hopefully it will. But I think it could work now. So maybe
I just think the Forest is like the best of its class. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I miss Texanistan.
I do miss Texanistan. Fort Kick-Ass.
Mm-hmm. We need to go back.
Tao, you remember all that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Far Cry Primal. That's another game I've made. But yes, that is definitely an idea that I would like to put forward for the Q-Bugs podcast. We play The Forest or Sons of the Forest, and we make Texanistan 10.0. I'm pretty sure we made a few other ones as well.
I think we've started so many maps, and they all end up the same way with a big fort in the same spot, defended by the same people. Beat the game, rinse and repeat.
We haven't done it in a while, so let's do it again.
If there was more content in the game, it'd be fun, but it's pretty much just a big treasure hunt until you get to the end.
I mean, maybe if we do it like Sons of the Forest, that would maybe change things up because there's more fucking enemy variety, weapons, NPCs, bitches, etc., etc.
Are we ready to talk about the data bomb that was Star Wars Battlefront 2?
There's not even much to talk about there, cause it was just a shameless cash grab, where they took the files from
the Legacy Collection or whatever they called it.
Yeah, the newest one.
50 New Zealand dollars. Go figure. Mostly negative reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of the top review, Asper somehow managed to release an unfinished version of a finished game.
Yeah. Like, at first I thought, like, oh, it was just them not caring and letting it just horribly inflating the file size of the game with their shitty AI upscaling for its graphics. But no, it turns out that after its actual release, they had basically no functioning servers.
That sucks. The game would be cool if it got a little revamp and revived its servers. So it's such a shame.
Yeah, how the fuck do you mess up a game that was already finished? Like, this is... What, how old is Star Wars Battlefront?
Laziness.
It's what, 2002, isn't it?
4.
2004, that's what I said. It's like 20 years old now. How do you fuck that up?
I'm telling you, it's because they didn't try to do anything.
Yeah, you didn't need to try. It was that easy. Like, it should be the simple by
Because they promised.
That is it. Like, all they would have had to do was they promised that they were going to release the game, increase the server sizes, so now you could have 64 player teams, or well, 64 player games, so 32 player teams in a game, instead of, I think originally it was half that at 16. And then, you know, just do a little bit of a graphics polish so that way people can run, so that way it doesn't look fuzzy on higher resolution screens. That's all they would have had to do. And they even went above that and said, hey, we're also going to put in characters that were originally cut from the game for heroes. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And then they decided to be super lazy about it.
I think laziness is just skyrocketing through the gaming industry nowadays. No one wants to put any effort
Because
into
people kept buying it.
I know,
Yep.
and they always buy it. They always buy it!
We need to put an end to capitalism.
It's not capitalism.
It is capitalism. And I will
What
not
is
say
that?
Brother,
about-
if
What
the
is-
game company didn't make any money, they wouldn't hand you any games.
What I will
make
say
money.
is funny though is that pretty much like the one game that came out of the east side of the Iron Curtain was one of the biggest hits. Tetris. Maybe we should take notes from the Russians on how to make games. Let's just make another apocalypse game for the 12 billionth time in a row.
You know, they tried
Yeah, all they
like...
seem to know is Stalker.
Stalker and Metro and
Yeah.
CS:GO.
That can be pretty... They have a zombie apocalypse mod, so that counts, I suppose. If we're being technical.
Nothing good comes from the east.
That's a bit mean.
Including the New Zealanders.
Including
No,
the
listen
New
here, Yellow.
Zealanders.
What has New Zealand ever done?
We invented
Lord
the
of the
Bob
Rings.
Semple tank.
The Bob's ankle tank?
The Bob Semple tank.
Shrimp
It's
was
basic-
that.
It's like a tractor, but it's got like a bunch
yeah.
of corrugated steel on it and just machine guns attached to it. They
Yeah.
couldn't release it because that would just be too unfair to the Germans. It would wipe the floor with them. So they had to nerf
Yeah, they'd be laughing too hard that they wouldn't be able to fight back.
it. Exactly. They'll be dying of laughter and machine guns.
Yeah.
It's genius. It's a war crime though, but oh well.
Hey, we still have the Killdozer.
We don't have the Killdozer. One man
No one-
had the Killdozer.
No one ever said you can't buy a bulldozer and just do what he did.
I'm sure that it's still sitting somewhere. We just need the keys.
Like, let me Google what did happen to the
actually,
bulldozer.
I'm pretty sure it was dismantled.
What
Then we-
happened?
We could reassemble it.
On April 19th, 2005, the town announced plans to scrap Himea's bulldozer. So it got dismantled.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a shop nearby here, and I see that this guy has an old bus that he started like carving apart and started putting plating across the windows. Now, in all honesty, he's probably turning into like a big RV project, making like a mobile home out of it. But the thought is still in my mind of like, what's he doing with that? What's his plan?
He's turning it into the battle bus from that Dawn of the Dead movie. Have you seen? Remember that?
I remember it.
It was in one of the Dawn of the Dead movies, and they just full fitted a fucking school bus to be a killdozer through zombies. They were putting like chainsaws through the side of it. That's what he's doing with it. He's smart.
Chainsaws, despite being really cool, are one of the dumbest interpretations of zombie weapons ever done. They would
What I think is
they would not get nearly as much done as you think they would.
would gum up the chains.
It
But
also takes gas and it's loud.
what? Okay, that was a point I was gonna make about zombie stuff. I don't believe loud noises would attract zombies, because if okay, say a zombie is like just hobbling around and they accidentally knock over a trash can and they fall over. Not every zombie within like a 15-mile radius is gonna come hustling down to that trash can to see what the hubbub's about. Like noise probably happens all the time. Car alarms are probably going off all the time from fucking batteries exploding.
I just don't think like the sound of a
Like, I don't
chainsaw is. I don't think that's a natural sound. I think they would go investigate.
I was saying for like just noises in general. Like I don't think zombies are hustling and hobbling to every single time like a car alarm goes off or a noise happens.
Yeah,
Like they're just because it has to happen all the time if it's like an apocalypse. Like zombies are falling off buildings all the time. Zombies are gonna be like tripping over things, knocking things over. They're gonna be bumping into each other. They're gonna be doing all sorts of stuff. Like
I mean,
like I said,
it's
there's not gonna be a
also
horde.
like any zombie argument of any kind. It really depends on what style of zombie they are.
Yeah.
My idea also is, I think the scariest thing is doesn't even matter how loud it is, because if a zombie sees you, he's probably gonna scream to alert the others that you're there. So whether you have a chainsaw or whether you have a pistol or whether you have just a sword, I don't think it matters. I think they're all gonna get. Everyone within earshot of a zombie scream is gonna hear it.
Because all you have to do at that point is just disguise yourself as a zombie, and they won't notice you. They're not gonna like have the function to understand that you are not one of them. Kind of like in The Walking Dead.
I also feel that that's a lot harder than it sounds, because I feel like if we noticed someone moving unnaturally, we'd investigate. So if you're not doing exactly what they're doing or in the style they're doing it, they'll figure it out pretty quickly.
Hey, if a freaking baker from District 12 in Hunger Games can decorate his face to look like wood, I think I can decorate myself to look like a fucking zombie.
What if you just
Can we talk about that scene for a second?
Hold on a second. What if you cut open a zombie, like, down the middle, removed all of his guts and brains, and just weared him as a suit?
That would be
cheap
very disgusting.
clothing.
It would probably catch something if you're not careful.
That's how you catch hepatosyphilades.
Yeah. What happens if you bite a zombie? Actually,
What if you bite a zombie?
yeah. Do you think
I
they'll
mean-
turn back into humans?
No, I think you
just
turn
No,
into
I
a
think
zombie.
you'll
probably
just-
die.
I think you'll just catch fucking prion disease.
It's opposite day.
Believe it or not,
It's a
just
prion
scabies.
Interesting.
Mouthful of crabs.
Mouthful of crabs. What were we gonna say, Tao?
Oh, I was gonna say that reminded me of the Hunger Games scene, like in the first Hunger Games movie when I forgot the dude's name.
I can't get over how they did that for the movie, because that's not how it was described in the book.
Yeah, it was so goofy looking.
Because
I mean, I don't know if you
in the
wanna-
book it was just he said, yeah, I'm used to baking cakes, so I got an idea of like how to apply things and paint and sculpt. The way it's described in the book is that he essentially like textured his face and painted it to look like the rocks, and then like covered himself with nearby foliage and moss, so that way while he was like sitting still with his eyes closed, you wouldn't be able to tell he was there unless you were looking right at him. It wasn't some crazy like in the movie where he's molded himself into the rock face. He turned himself into the damn rock biter from the Neverending Story.
He turns himself into the tree and like morphs with it, like he's one with it. It's like, what the fuck? Why? How
That's
was
so
he,
funny. How did
what
he-
kind of cakes was he making?
How did he do this, first of all? Like, without a mirror or anything.
I mean, people can do that. That if you're skilled enough, that's not really outside the realm of possibility. The thing that really just fucking kills it is, where did he get the material?
I think I got called down from like one of the sponsors or something. That's. I think that's how they. I think they say that in the book.
No, because in the book he just used like mud and stuff. He literally just used actual like normal camouflage techniques.
Oh, okay, the movie must have been different then or something.
Yeah, the
It
movie
was
just
very
did something really weird. Like they just took it too far, is all it was.
Maybe in the movie they said, "Oh, you just got a sponsor or something," but I don't know.
Remember the Starving Games? That stupid movie parody?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You mean
I've seen
in
it.
the styles of like epic movie?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, those. I love those movies. They're
I
so
wonder.
awesome.
I don't remember.
I remember
exactly.
the YouTube bit. Oh, little baby Roo! Ah, that bitch stabbed me.
Yeah. All I say about the starving movie is that it left me starving for something good to watch.
He's
Oh.
smoking me like a blunt. He's
Oh,
smoking me.
oh! I just owned this movie that's like a decade old.
Yeah.
Brother,
I
they
got
were
balls, man.
wilding in those movies. Have you seen a disaster movie? They did nothing but make fun of trans people the whole fucking movie. Every other quip was a pun saying about how this hot woman is actually a man, and then they'd reveal, like, just a dude in a dress.
Dun 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 dun.
It was really,
I don't-
really interesting.
I was gonna say I don't remember a disaster movie at all. I think the last one of those that I really watched was a superhero movie.
I remember that one. That
I
was
don't
great.
remember that one.
I don't
Titanium
see
blades. They can cut through diamonds. Well, I'm not wearing any diamonds.
Stupid.
Makes sense.
I gotta rewatch all those movies again just to remember what they were like. I looked through.
We gotta watch them.
I looked at what movies are in theaters right now. There's a spider movie that looks awful. I don't remember the name of it. I'm gonna have to look it up. But this girl basically captures a spider in a jar, and it gets bigger and bigger until it's like the size of her fucking room. And it's silly looking. But yeah, I don't go to the theaters often. I went to the theaters and watched Dune 2. And overall the movie was good. Took a couple creative liberties I didn't like, but you know, can't live without them these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's the idea of movie adaptation. It's always gonna be different. You just kind of gotta toe the line on how much you're able to change without it being kind of bad.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we are out of time, fellas. Thank you guys for watching. Take it away, Max.
Swibble wibble dobble domp.
Man.
Give your ribbon to beer. I'd like to shout out Gwimbly. I'm a huge fan of Smiling Friends.
Quickly.
Gwimbly.
Ooh ooh ooh.
Spitting some mad facts there. That was deep. That was some
Ew.
deep shit, bro.
Ew.
Yeah. Dribble gibble do wibble womp.
Kill yourself.
See you later.